Okay, Jason Mumo, Jam on the Fly. Going to talk to you about one of my small Clousers. Wouldn't go fishing without them. Again, this one's tied on an a Gamakatsu SS 15. This one's on a number 6, and this one here is on a number 4. And you can see this size difference in the two. But basically, the key is, like on the number 6, I'm using an 1/8 ounce eye. This one happens to be steel, and a 1/4 inch on a number 4. 1/4 ounce, I should say, on a number 4. Again, difference between them, we got about a 2-inch minnow here. There we have about a 2.5-inch minnow. I tie these into 1.5 to 2 inch on the size 6, 2 to 2.5 on the size 4, and again, it's really the weight that's the important thing. Clousers are absolutely unbelievable, and I tie them on a stainless steel hook, even for my trout fishing around Pennsylvania, because I take the same flies and I use them for anchovies, I use them for shad darts, I use them for, all different type of species of fish, in salt water as well. So I want that stainless steel hook, and that's really the key. So I don't tie them on a regular bronze hook that could rust. So I could take these things, go from freshwater to saltwater, vice versa, whatever I want to do. I think it's key, because if I'm going to take the time to tie them, I want to be able to grab them and go to the ocean, grab them, go to the bay, grab them, go to my regular trout creek. Let me show you how we tie this little guy. And I'm going to zoom in here, and I'll show you it. Show you the fly here. And that is pretty much, let me see if I can't get this thing centered a little better. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's fishes upside down, just like that. And again, just enough flash in it to make things right. The color combinations that I use. Then we got the light olive and cream. We got, of course, the chartreuse and white. And I also like the, there you go, white on dark olive. And I also like cream with a brown back. So those are the different color combinations, and the main ones that I use. Of course, I do all different kinds. Sometimes I tie these things in hot pink, and for different situations. But those are the main forage baits that we're talking about. Let's say for trout and any type of silverside, anchovy, greenbacks, that you would find even in the salt water. So let's begin tying this. I'm going to go with a size 6. Again, Gamakatsu SS15. Dan Bailey mono. The reason I use the mono is, of course, same reason that I use the stainless steel shank, because I do use these things in salt water. Want them to be nice and durable for either use. Again, we're tying a size 6, so I want an 1/8 ounce eye. I gotta come back and we're gonna tie that in, basically just figure eighting that in place. I flip that upside down and I put a teeny little drop of super glue gel right there in the bottom. Then as I wrap that in, that forces that glue against the shank and really makes for a good bonding. You see how I have that eye back at least 2 eyes, 2.5 eyes maybe back from the actual eye. That's where I place them. Next step, what I like to use for a little bit of flash is olive crystal flash. Only need about 3-4 fibers. No big deal if you get a couple more. And we're going to pinch that, and I like to lay that right up against the eyes and come right up against the eyes, and then fold back the extra flash and wrap right back over the top of that. Again, I'm kind of going by the distance of the shank. We'll do that again here, and that's pretty much where she gets snipped. Okay? Now for the first piece of deer. Okay, we'll go with white for this one. What the heck? Again, colors of the fur. This is another nice thing. If you have short deer hair, you use a lot of it up. I just happen to have all good stuff, so my hair is way longer than what I need. You can see the size of that. Again, we're going to pick out a couple of long fibers. Get rid of some of the long fibers. I'm going to pinch that where I want to pull out the excess short fibers. Should have I mean, you want it to be sparse, but you want a little bit of coverage here. And again, I'm looking for that like 2-inch type of minnow. So I'm looking for something right in that area right there. Again, measure it, cut it, and then we'll wrap this right to the front. I want to come back right against them eyes, and you're going to come over 2 times, and then just pull that back to where the butts are just behind the eye, and tie that baby in like that. Again, we're going to let that pop up. I'm going to come behind it. Now we're going to lay that down. I'm going to wrap here. I'm going to come back. Now when I come back, I'm going to wrap very loosely. See how loose I'm wrapping? And then tighter wraps as I come front. Okay, that makes that deer hair stand straight out, just like that. I'm going to flip the fly. We're going to use some mirror Flashaboo. And this is Mirage, and it is very shiny. And I like to take 2 strands of that, or 3, whatever you want. And hard to count it out, but I ended up with 3, no big deal. And I'm going to lay that in right on the back side, and I'm going to tie that in so that the side towards me, that those flashes are coming straight out the side. I'm going to take the other part and put it to the other side, and you can see that that's laying right where we want it. We're going to wrap that, and we're going to continue, come right up to the nose of the fly. Pick our length. And there's our flash. You see our flash is added into that fly. It's all the flash we need. It's a very sparse fly. Should be very sparse. Should be tied very sparse. We're going to take we'll go with a dark olive this time. Take dark olive. And again, got some taller ones there, but I have some shorter ones here that I could pretty much use up. So for these small flies, I may as well take advantage of that. That's a lot of hair there. That's a lot of hair. I'm just going to take some of the longest fibers, comb that out, and see if we have enough length here with that fly yet. I believe that'll be just about right. Again, we're going to cut that. I'm going to lay that on. And again, remember, sparse. I don't know how I ended up with that little piece of flash in there, but basically we're just going to take a nice turn on top like that, and we're going to tie in and create a nice little cone head, just like that. Take our scissors. We can divide half of the hairs out to that side and half of them to that side. Just simply pull back, take any loose hairs out. And again, come to the whip finish. And whatever you do, if you do a double whip finish, if you do a single whip finish, shouldn't really matter because I'm going to put a dot of thin CA on this. So I take the thin CA and I'm going to wet the threads just like that and let that soak in. And that is pretty much the fly. I don't know why that's not coming into focus correctly, but there you go. That's the nice little Clouser streamer, used for all different things. Like I said, I use it for trout, I use it for saltwater, I use it for any type of small forage. And you have a little bit of weight to it. Again, remember, probably the biggest trick, Clousers, tie them sparse. Don't tie them heavy. And that is the Clouser Mini. Again, you go to the next size bigger, tie that with a little bit of a bigger eye, 1/4 ounce eyes on the size 4, and then of course as you step up you would do the same thing, you know, as you get into the bigger flies. That's it. Clouser, Mini Clouser, JM Mini Clouser. Don't leave home without it. JM on the fly, and I am out of here.